Good. Okay. Now, okay, Lisa, would you just walk? Thank you. The horse coming to the pirouette was really quite nice, quite straight. The collection was coming through fairly well, but the beginning, the canter stride to begin with was a little quiet, and by having him come off the diagonal, onto the diagonal, a little bit slow, made me worry that he might not have enough impulsion by the time she tried to make more collection. And you have to remember that collection is really not slow. And although you need to slow the horse's body down to make the turn and to balance him around the turn, you're not wanting the legs to be overly slow. And what happened in the turn is that because he then had lost some of his impulsion, he stuck a little to the ground in his turn. Now, I found the first one better. Yeah, that was a little bit big, but it was much better in its attitude for the turn and its attitude in its striding. Now you notice one important thing, and that is that when she makes her half pirouette, she's very quiet and very low with her hands, so that the horse is able to feel that when he turns, there is not a great restriction. That's the other thing that comes from a kind of a seat that is coordinated enough to be able to ride the rhythm with the body of the rider, but give enough with the hands for the turn so that the horse is able to come around the turn without too much restriction. The full pirouettes are, again, you want to feel that in a full pirouette you see at least 6 strides around the turn, 6 active, comfortable strides. So there we had 6 strides. There he was a little bit stuck in the middle of the pirouette, where he was a little bit losing his impulsion as he turned, and therefore not quite allowing through his joints behind to keep a fluid feel and a softness, and became a little bit rigid. And there she's using, remember we talked about using a small size circle to prepare for a pirouette. Here she has the option, we're not trying to make them 100% at the moment she's practicing, and she picked there to make a small size circle, which is very beneficial in making the pirouette more active when you need it. Good. Having a horse who can so easily and fluidly come to the spot, keep the activity, balance down behind, come under behind, and still keep the activity of the stride is a wonderful feel, and it's very exciting to ride pirouettes with a horse like that. Good, better.
The whole thing is, like with a horse like Lisa's, I've seen Lisa a lot too, and when she's been at my place, what we try to do is practice the idea of coming up to the spot but not allowing the canter to slow down. If you can speed up the rhythm at will, then you're able to collect speeding up the rhythm a little bit, getting the horse going da-da-dum, 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 and then quietly guiding the animal around. Lisa's still in that developmental phase of having the horse who wants to become labored in the pirouette a little bit. She's trying to develop this fine line. It's like walking a tightrope, because if you override it and try to quicken him and get him nervous, then of course he's going to revolt from that idea, and he'll either fly away or do another mistake. So it's really practicing and practicing and practicing to help the horse to have those muscles built up that would carry him around a pirouette in, say, 6 strides instead of going around in 4 strides.
I always have a trouble in picking out where to do the pirouette in the ring, as you guys probably do. I don't know what you use. But you have a favorite color? Mine is blue or gray. And when I'm cantering across the diagonal or wherever it may be, I have that color gray spot, and I imagine it's sitting right there. And I start my preparation and my half halts for that spot, and if I find that maybe I'm a little early or a little late, I change the spot. And I go on, try to find the spot again. So that spot is always, gives me an opportunity to have a marker out here that is not out there, especially doing the test. It's been a tremendous help. But in the preparation of a pirouette, if you've got a horse that comes around too fast, which is a lack of engagement, the horse doesn't have the strength to carry him. If you stay on the right lead and you use the wall, collect the horse, as Robert said here, rebalance him, get him ready to carry, and go towards the wall. This way you'll actually help him. You'll see the wall. He'll actually come back on his hindquarters a little bit more for you. Whether if you were going to go on the left lead and you went this way, he would come flying around. And it keeps you from going after his mouth.